Welcome to Speak Chinese Now. 我是李老师. Last class, we learned 12 Chinese characters. We also learned how to pronounce them. Today, we are going to learn Chinese phonics system. Today, we're focusing on two major pronunciation systems. One is called the Pinyin. The other one is called the Zhuyin. Pinyin is from China, mainland China, and Zhuyin is still used in Taiwan. As you see, Pinyin and there's alphabet, then Zhuyin is part of Chinese characters. Now, Pinyin started in 1950s when the communists took over China. Mao decided at some point he wanted to get rid of Chinese characters. Then the Chinese worked with Russians, and they came up with a whole system using a Latin alphabet. If you have a Latin background, and this may be easier for you. And then they tried a few times and trying to get rid of Chinese characters and just using the alphabet, but it didn't work because there's so many sounds or sound very similar, and it caused a lot of confusion. So they ended up simplify the Chinese characters, then started using Pinyin to teach Chinese language. So it looks like they turned Chinese characters into something like this, then with a tone mark on top. Learning Pinyin to help you to pronounce the Chinese characters. Also, you can use it to type Chinese characters on computer. Zhuyin, in a way, it's a traditional way of learning Chinese because the sound here, if you learn those sounds, they're part of Chinese characters. Once you learn them, it's easier to learn Chinese characters. So it uses a unique set of symbols. It is visually different from Pinyin. You can also download Zhuyin keyboard on your computer in order to type Chinese characters, and or you can get a real keyboard like that. So here, the Pinyin looks something like this. So the alphabet looks similar to English, but the pronunciation is different. Then you have Zhuyin. Zhuyin, as you see, it's part of Chinese characters. It's just pieces of it. Then there's the translation and the conversion of Pinyin. They help you to learn. Now, because I was born in mainland China and my training is in Pinyin, Zhuyin is a new system for me. I'm still learning, and I'm more comfortable teaching Pinyin. So today we're going to focus on learning the 6 basic vowels in Pinyin. If you have learned French, Spanish, or Northern European languages, and these vowels are easier for you. And so let's go ahead and give it a try. A, wo, I, U, Yu. So learn the first 3 first, then pause and say the last 3. Let's try it again. A, wo, I, U, Yu. You got it? All right. Here's our consonants, or we call it initials. On top is Taiwanese Zhuyin. Down the bottom is mainland Chinese Pinyin. we have altogether about 21 consonants, and there are actually two more. One looks like a Y, and the other one looks like a W. So it's E and U sound. And have you noticed we don't have V? No, we don't. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a shot. Read after me. It's not a BPMF. So it's bo, po, mo, fo, right? Lips smacking. Bo, po, mo, fo. Then we're going to move to the second set. De, te, ne, le. So tip of your tongue touches upper teeth, the roof or the root of the upper teeth. Let's give it a try. De, te, ne, le. Good. Now this whole second row are very difficult for the English speakers. But with the proper instructions, we'll be able to do it. All right? So, ge, ke, he. So if you put your fingers right here on your throat, you should feel the vibration when you say them. Ge, ke, he. Good. Now the other side, you have to stretch your lips. Ji, qi, xi. You should be able to say it. Ji, qi, xi. Good. Now, last two sets, right? Think about saying it. Put your tongue in the middle of the mouth, not touching anything. So listen to this. Lift your tongue up. Zhi, chi, shi, ri. Try again. Zhi, chi, shi, ri. Right, very last set. Z, c, s, z. Think about it, you're in the bee house. Z, it's that sound. Then c, think about air out of your tire. C, it is that sound. Then s, it's very similar to English. Right? All right, let's take a look. Let's watch a children's song and of course our learning.
波波摩佛个特那勒，个可呵，叽叽西，吱吱是日滋滋思，吱吱是日滋滋思。这是汉语声母歌，好朋友一起唱歌。啊喔呃一乌语，这是汉语韵母歌。啊喔呃一乌语，啊喔呃一乌语，这是汉语韵母歌。好朋友一起唱歌。
All right, let's go ahead and practice one more time. I know it's hard to see, but let's give it a try. Bo, po, mo, fo. Your turn. De, te, ne, le. Ge, ke, he. Ji, qi, xi. Zhi, chi, shi, ri. Z, ci, si. Good job. So I have 21 initials or consonants. Then the 6 basic vowels. Let's take a look. It's hard to see. A, W, E, I, U, Ü. Good job. All right. Let's take a quick look. This chart shows that the green part of it and the sound, the English speakers have no trouble pronounce it. But the yellow part or the orange yellow part, you will have some trouble get used to it. And the red part, and in English, we don't have those sounds. So we really have to practice them. And we will during our lessons. And we're going to master all these 21 consonants. All right, let's take a look where and how the pinyin appear normally when you learn Chinese language. So as you see the Chinese language here, Chinese character, normally the pinyin is appear on top of the Chinese character. Sometimes it's below. So there's an initial or consonant, and there's a vowel final, and there's a tone mark, right? So that's that system right there. If we just give you this character, and you won't be able to pronounce it. If we add pinyin on top of it, at least you can give it a try. You should be able to say it, right? So, ni is you. All right, let's take a look at our tones. The tones, some people would say there are 5 tones. Some people would say there are 4 tones. These are the tone marks, right? The first tone is a straight line. The second tone goes up. Then the third tone is a check mark. And the fourth tone goes down. The neutral tone has no tone marks, right? You can say there are 5 tones. Now, so let's go ahead and practice how to sound it out, right? First tone, high pitch, ah. Second tone goes ah. Third tone, ah. Fourth tone, ah. The neutral tone is very light, ah, right? Then let's take a look. Why do we have tones in Chinese language? I know it's tonal language sometimes really get people as far as the pronunciation goes. As you see, if we put together, so first tone, ma means mother. And ma, it can be dumb or linen and some other sound, right? Some other meanings. Then ma, definitely horse, right? Ma, squirrel, right? Then the light sound, ma, is the question indicator. So as you see, if you don't pronounce the tones right, he may call your mother horse. Of course, you don't want to do that. All right. There is a rhythm. It's always stayed the same, that rhythm. For instance, and I will say it slowly, and I'm going to pick up the pace. Ah, 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 ah. Ah, 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 ah. You hear there's a rhythm, right? Now, if you can just blend with any consonant, let's say we're going to try ma sound. Ma, 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 then ma, right? So I'm going to speed up a little bit. Ma, 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 right? So we can change the consonant to anything. Let's say we change it to l sound. La, 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 right? And you can change it to da, da, da. da. And you can change it to fa, 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 right? And if you have a musical air, you can really pay attention to the rhythm. It's always stay the same. It doesn't matter which consonant or which vowels. It always sound like this. Ah, 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 ah. La, 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 la. Right? Or you can change it to E sound. E, 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 E. Or U sound. U, 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 U. So pay attention to the rhythm here. As far as the tone goes, as you see, the pinyin, they look exactly the same, but the tone, and this one's a second tone, this one's a fourth tone, right? If you don't have tone marks, we don't know if you're saying Hanyu, which is a Korean language, or Hanyu is Chinese language. That can be confusing, right? So Hanyu, Hanyu. You hear the difference with the tones? Right. As far as remember how the tone marks look, I normally would just suggest that remember first tone and third tone together because the first tone is high up there, a straight line. Then the third tone is the lowest. It's bend, right? It looks like check mark. So you remember the first tone and third tone together. And then you can also remember second tone and fourth tone together because second tone goes up, then fourth tone goes down, right? I came up with a story that hope it'll help you to remember the tone, the sound of the tone. Okay, imagine you're in the dentist's office and your dentist says, open your mouth and say ah. Then you say ah, and that's the first tone. And then he's checking your teeth. He said, you have some cavities. You're like in disbelief. You say, what? Then you say, ah. So that's our second tone. He keeps checking. Then he said, you have a lot more cavities. There's one. You're like, he goes like, uh-huh. So that's, if you switch it to ah sound, it would be ah, right? Has a dip. You were, of course, not happy with that. You say no. So that no sound is ah, right? So the four tones, think about you're in the dentist's office and think about how to work with the tones that way. But English speakers always have trouble with the fourth tones because fourth tone, from my observation, that is when you get really excited, you say, yay. So that sound to us is you're hitting the fourth tone. And if you're upset, you say, no. So that is also, hitting the fourth tone. Normally, in English language, you don't hit the fourth tone. So it's very difficult for you to get the fourth tone out. So we'll practice that. Then, okay, let's go ahead and do our practice. 你好. So both the third tone, but it's very difficult to say two third tones together. You can't dip it. So it's very difficult to say it. So normally when you have two third tones and you change the pronunciation, the first one to second tone. So it's 你好. It goes rising tone. 你好. So 你好, right? Then 谢谢. So fourth tone, you have to hit it, right? 谢, blend them together. 谢谢. The second 谢 has no tone, which means I need to say it lightly. So it's 谢谢. 谢谢. Good. Then both are fourth tone, as you see, so we have to hit it. 自爱在. 见见. 在 is again. 见 is to see. So see you again. Let's say it together. 再见. Very good. All right, let's say it quickly. 你好，谢谢，再见。I want to give acknowledgement for these three companies, and I watched their short videos, and they're very inspiring. You can also check their videos to learn Chinese pronunciations. Okay, that's all we have for today, and hope to see you next time.